Hello everyone, Visual Novel Gamer here, and I am back with part 5. Sorry, just 1 second. Yep. Sorry, I had to make sure I was recording. Yep, but I am back with part 5 of Kinkoi Golden. Alright, let's get right back into ... I haven't done anything wrong.
あれ、何やったの？
試合でなんか汚いことしたんだって。
じゃあうちが負けたのあいつのせいなの？
最低だよ、あいつのせいで。
市松くん、何か言いたいことは？
I haven't done anything wrong. That was right. All I aspired to be was golden. I would do anything to make that a reality. Anything. I woke up. 6 o'clock. There was no need to wake up so early. Sorry about the noise. Yeah, there was no need to wake up so early. I woke up early yesterday too. Yesterday's events played back in my head. I had been woken up by radio calisthenics yesterday, but I look out my window. There was no one. But I did hear voices counting 1, 2, 3, 4 far off in the distance. It'd be gross to do it besides my room, huh? I already wasn't in the best of moods. Due to my vague display yesterday, everyone had gone from smirking at me to being cautious. That was pretty hard on me in its own way, not that I could say which was worse. There were those who would approach me, my 2 sunshines. But their other friends would drag them away. There was someone who didn't particularly care about all that, but I hardly ever spoke to them.
元気がありませんね。
You said it. You think? Maybe because I had so little to eat. Or maybe.
転校3日目。慣れると同時に疲れが来たか。学園生活に身が馴染めば、当然昔を思い出すでしょうね。
I passed. Everything felt so tense. No one wanted to interact with me. I just took my seat and behaved myself. Many of my classmates seemed to be on edge and waiting to see what I would do, but they had nothing to worry about so long as I didn't act out. That was probably the perfect amount of distance for all of us to have from one another. Like so, class started.
何かしら。
外が騒がしいですね。
I had been ignoring the lecture, so I noticed it just then. There definitely was a racket spreading through the school. All this fuss in the middle of class. What was it? Did a dog get in or something? I looked out into the yard.
ワンちゃんがいるの？
And there's Miss Airhead, Sophie.
いないわ、オーロ。
That's the sort of event that gets a school more wound up than anything else, though. It wasn't a dog. So this was the exact sort of school-wide commotion I would expect if something had snuck in from outside. What was going on? Did it be some mysterious terrorist who came here for Sophie?
私を？何？カバレロさん、席に戻ってください。すいません。
Look at that face. We were still in the middle of school, still in the middle of class, and the only ones who got worked up over the idea were my neighbor Sophie and Kanako.
何オーロ。私、狙われているの？
Why do you look excited? Yeah, they'll catch us and tie us up from head to toe. While everyone has given up hope, I'll break free with my hidden pocket knife. I'll be the last hope of saving everyone. I have to head for the chemistry lab first. I'll mix together all sorts of different chemicals to make building agents and improvised bombs to fight off the terrorists.
ほらかっこいい
She's adorable. That was delusion. I spent a good half of my school hours making up in my second year of middle school. Now that there was a princess in class, it wasn't completely out of the question.
でも本物のテロリストが来たとしてそんな簡単に脱出できるかしら。
昨今のテロリストは人質を時限爆弾のそばに集めて要求をします。下手に抵抗すると爆弾が起爆し大惨事になりますね。
The real world has no sense of adventure, does it? My newly awakened self would take down the minor villain, one that would terrify the student body while causing any fatalities, in a feel-good way. That was the sort of terrorist I had hoped would show up. But then... my cell phone vibrated. I had a message on Luna. It was Rena. She sent me some sort of character stamp holding a huge sign. The sign said... ... Ah. It was apparently for a relatively dull reason. It wasn't a dog, it was a person. Guess it was none of my business then. ...
あの子が戻ってきたらしいよ。
I could hear people talking around me too. The class reaction was...
怖いですわね。今度何をしてかしら。
Wait, are they talking about the girl that was smoking?
だよね。マストでずっと停学してて欲しかったかも。ほんと。市松もいるし、ノーブル学園の品性が地に落ちるわ。
What did I do? ... As you can hear... all the commotion had completely settled down by lunchtime. I wonder who the suspended student was. Not that it really mattered.
ごはん。ねえほら、今日は。
Ah, sorry. I'm gonna go wander a little. I walked out in the hallway. Sophie was probably about to invite me to lunch, but...
行きましたわね。
The girls around me had harsh looks in their eyes. I was in no mood for this today. Putting up with their glares was a hassle. I was stuck out like a sore thumb if I acted all doom and gloom around Sophie. Either way, I've been looking forward to eating lunch, as it would make up for my shabby breakfast and dinner. ... But I still didn't quite feel up for it. I came up to the rooftop again. Wait, I haven't bought anything for me to eat. Aww. ... Oh well. It'll be a pain to go all the way back to the school store anyway. And those strange looks were way too harsh for me to endure today. Better just kill some time here. I could head to the school store at the last second before break ended and buy whatever was left. ... I took a seat in the shade. Noble Private Academy. It was a special leading academy in Japan, but it was funny how I eventually made my way back to practically the same sort of place as my old regular school. At my old school, I hid in the shadows for the longest time, didn't I? ... I fell asleep, I think. Ah!
うわ、びっくりした。
Sorry about that. Whoa! I was plenty jumped by myself. When I opened my eyes, an unfamiliar face was peering down at me. She must have been looking me over closely. Very closely. What the heck? I thought the roof was off limits.
そっくりそのまま返す。
Fair enough. The unfamiliar girl shrugged her shoulders, seeming exasperated, and stood up. I get back up as well. Phew, had I not off? Break's almost over. I need to go grab lunch. Dot dot dot.
昼休み
Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's lunchtime right now. My surroundings were dyed a dark shade of orange. Huh? I thought I had been sitting in the shade, but everything was oddly lustrous. The sun was shining off to my side. It had been to the south, but it had migrated to the west. It's nighttime? What the hell's going on? If I've able to leap through time, am I being attacked?
あるある。俺もたまに攻撃される。
Perfect. Jokes aside, I haven't just nodded off. I was out like a light. That's weird. I went to bed at 10 o'clock last night, so I got plenty of sleep. Then again, I haven't slept soundly thanks to that awful dream. Guess I made up for it just now, which meant I skipped all my afternoon classes, but then those expert classes were in the afternoon, so it was fine. Oh well. I bet the whole class was ecstatic to not have me around. I like those red eyes. They're very bright. What is it? The girl was staring at me. She actually looked pretty cool. Her hair was dyed in the same shade as Rena's. After giving me a good once over, she giggled and said,
亮は寝心地が悪かったか市松大路くん。
She seemed to know my name. It's so-so. Do you live in the dorms too? I'd never seen her in class, which was likely where she would have picked up my name. The woman giggled and said,
女の子を脅すのは感心しねえな。
When did I threaten you? Never happened. They really are making a mountain out of a molehill. There were rumors about me threatening a boy from class, and the radio Carlos interests were beginning to blend together. God, give me a break. You're,
リア。
Rai? Rai.
相馬リア。
Soma Rai. Rai? That's a cute name. So much so that it didn't match her mannerisms. What?
リア
I see that little blush.
お前、部屋でマリア・ビショップの曲かけてたよな。
You heard that? And what of it?
ファンなの
I am.
そう。
She flipped her hair away from her face. What the?
まあいいや。とっとと帰れよ。この学校7時に門閉まるぜ。
Yeah. I checked my watch and saw it was 6:20 p.m. I still had half an hour left.
帰んねえの
How about you?
俺はやることがあんの。いるならいるでいいけど。
Absolutely.
黙っとけよ。
Oh. Reina felt around in her chest pocket. I took a quick look at the pendant she was wearing. And then she pulled out. Whoa.
よいしょっと。
Reina put that certain something in her mouth before climbing onto the water tank. I couldn't see her from below anymore. Sorry, just one second. I followed after her. Oh, I like this picture. Very cute picture.
んだよ。ついてくんな。
Well, yeah, this isn't a situation where I want anyone to think we're together. Getting down may have been the right call, but I'm going to say this because it's relevant, but smoking does shorten your life, blah blah blah. It's bad for your health, yada yada yada.
あっそ。
Didn't look like she cared. That's fine then. Her health was of no concern to me.
受動喫煙だっけ周りにいるやつが一番健康に悪いそうだぞ。 あなたの健康が心配でどうたら。帰れよ。うせろ。
I don't like punk, so it's in my nature to do the opposite of what you tell me.
うぜ。
Punk was an outdated word at this point, though. But between the super flashy hair and smoking habit, that was probably a fitting word for her. Oh, they even drew the smoke blowing out. That's cool. She carelessly took a puff from her cigarette. She was so cute, too. What a waste. Seemed like a pretty awful scene if you ask me, but I would just overlooked it. I'm not about to stop you or anything. I'm curious. Why do you smoke? I had no interest in tobacco, and it was a question I often posed to smokers. I wonder what was so fun about those fummy things. What do you think is the reason? Because it's cool or something?
うん。正解。
Huh?
かっこつけてんの。
She took a huge drag of it off of it.
テレビだとタバコ吸ってる男ってうだつの上がらねえおっさんばっかりだけど、女はいい女系のかっこいい感じだろ。だから吸ってんの。
That was a very 90-esque excuse. I doubt that was the real reason behind it, but she didn't look like she wanted to elaborate any further. Well, I shouldn't really pry into the subject too much anyway, as it would just make the mood even worse. Oh, that reminds me. Were you the one who got suspended? I heard some student came back from a suspension today. He caused quite the bit of commotion earlier. I like how she's looking at me. That's really cool.
人目は避けたつもりだったけど、見られたか。
Looks like I hit the nail on the head. She took another drag and looked flustered.
まあ、騒ぎにはなるわな。まだ停学処分中の生徒が入ってくれば、専攻どもも騒ぐだろうさ。
Huh? You're still suspended? All Rena said was that someone who got suspended show up. That's why I was convinced her suspension had to be over. I was wrong. She was similar to a terrorist or a dog in the sense that she was an unwelcome trespasser. If they told you you're suspended, why not stay suspended? If I could get away with it, I would. I'd love to be suspended for a little while longer.
うるせえな、関係ねえだろ。
Scary. Regardless, I kept pressing her for more. Is there some reason you wanted to come back to the school? Some reason.
うるせえ。
Ah, that was as far as I get. She packed away more of a punch than I did, and all I could do was to fall silent. ... Both of us were at a loss for words.
時間切れ。
Huh?
こいつは俺だけのものにしたかったんだけどな。誰にも言うなよ。
Huh? Whoa.
始まっちまった。
Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. They got the water moving with the sun. Oh, they did this so well. And you see me standing right next to Rhea. Oh, this is adorable. So I just gotta do that. Perfect. It started. Oh, wow. ... What a view. I followed her line of sight. The sun was in the process of setting and sinking straight into the lake. Hamanuchi Lake was an ocean, but you could still see the horizon since it was over 4 kilometers wide. The lake was much larger than I originally thought, especially when I could see it from a place as high as this roof. The sun setting on the horizon. A view that should only be visible out on the Sea of Japan. This is kind of nostalgic.
懐かしい。
Yeah, I saw this kind of thing a few times when I was a little kid. I played here a lot as a kid. My friends and I would always stop playing just as the sun would start to set and gaze out at this same exact view. I had stopped coming here to play at some point and had forgotten all about it, but even now, I found it to be breathtaking. It actually felt more incredible now than back then, perhaps because of how high up we are. I only looked up at the sky from ground level at the time, but it made a world of a difference now that I was on the roof. Enough that it left me memorized.
念押しするけど、誰にも言うなよ。少なくともこの場所はな、俺だけの特等席なんだ。
Yeah, I wanted to though. There were other people I wanted to show this place to, but this view was a treasure. I was only here out of sheer dumb luck, but I was sure she'll be upset if I took any more of this experience away from her. That was how worthwhile a view it was. Is this why you went out of your way to come to school while you were suspended? She clicked her tongue, seemingly annoyed by my comment, and turned away. We only know each other for less than 10 minutes, and her attitude left a lot to be desired. With that said, her reason for coming to school while suspended, mind you, was kind of enduring.
お前さ、
Hmm?
お前、ゴールデンタイムって知ってる？
Golden time. The holiday in May.
ウィークじゃなくてタイム。
I know, just kidding. This may have been the scenery's beauty at work, but Mina Rai suddenly became much more talkative than before. With only the butt of her cigarette left, she scuffed it out using her portable ashtray.
テレビ局がよく言うだろ。
Oh, what was it again? The time of day with the highest rating.
まあ、それが正解。夜7時から9時だか10時だかまで。何かをするのに最高な時間ってこと。
Yeah. She came to that liberal interpretation.
これが俺のゴールデンタイムなんだ。
...
この時間、日が落ちていき、夜になる一歩手前、ほんのひととき現れる輝きの時間。
I see why. It's absolutely beautiful.
何もかもが暮れてしまう手前の一瞬。ほんの一瞬だけある世界のすべてが輝くとき。
It definitely is the best. The setting sun reflected upon the lake and made the world appear an even more brilliant shade of gold. Golden time. A glimmer perfectly befitting that name was before us as we spoke.
この湖に入ったものは輝ける永遠の時間へ旅立つことになる。 昔ある人が言ってた。 永遠の中に金色が沈んでいく。この湖はこれまで何回この金色を沈めたんだろう。永遠に近いくらい輝く時間を閉じ込めたのかな。
You sure are romantic.
中二病って言いたきゃ言っていいぞ。
You sure?
蹴り落とすけど。
You sure are romantic. She did seem kind of delusional to me. But she also sounded like a romantic. Sentimental feelings like that were one of the few things that made sense to me. The sensation of sinking into an unknown darkness and having no one to rely on. I experienced that plenty today. dot dot dot. Seeing something so incredible gave me a brief bit of salvation. I understood that feeling as well. At long last, the sun set.
閉門まであと15分。
Time to go?
あ、
We headed out together for whatever reason. You live in the dorms too, right?
うん。
Then we were headed towards the same place. The thing that had me worried was... Mutter, mutter. The foyer beyond the front door in my room. The vast space felt silent the moment I stepped inside the building, and that girls gathered around instantly grew quiet. Of course that would happen if the Academy biggest troublemaker, Ria included, who was currently suspended, both came waltzing in at the same time. Maybe we should have come back at separate times.
うぜえのは一緒だろ。気にすんな。
We crossed through the foyer together. Their stares were as intense as ever, but it was ever so slightly comforting to split their glances with Rhea. I headed for my room. Rhea followed me. The guest rooms were located along this hallway, and as soon as that thought came to mind, she unlocked the room next to mine. Huh? We're neighbors.
言わなかったっけ？お前がマリア・ビショップのファンなことはメールでは出回ってないから安心しろ。
Look at that smile, that cheeky smile. Guess she had just heard it through the walls. Ah, so you were the one who slammed on the wall to shut us up the other day.
壁薄いんだからもうさせないよう静かにしろ。
She disappeared into her room with a self-satisfied smile. I was a little surprised, but she'd probably make for a decent neighbor, with Rena being a solid runner-up. Nice to meet you, neighbor. Thud. Her response to my greeting was a curtly shut door. Well, this worked out swimmingly enough. With that,
彼女と仲良くなられたんですか？
well, we're at least said hi to each other. Josaki looked somewhat bothered by this development. She probably assumed the troublemakers are banding together. Rhea and I weren't exactly close, but I'd rather keep that information to myself and let her stew. Yeah, I hope it bothered her. Josaki quickly collected herself.
まあいいです。はい。今日の夕飯。
Yeah, thank you. I was in a much better mood after meeting Rhea. But I was faced with the gloomy reality upon returning to my room. Was I only safe when I was back in my bedroom? Same room that had been assigned to me, and the one where I could avoid the stares of the other boarders.
ちょっとよろしいでしょうか？
Oh, I like her normal outfit. That necklace too is cute. I was the only one around. Rhea hadn't come out of her room. Huh? Me?
はい。
There was no possible way they could have spoken to the wrong person.
私、一年の栗生茜って言います。
Kuroi Akane. Hello.
お名前を伺ってもよろしいですか？
Oh, sorry. Ichimasa Ora.
市松先輩ですね。よろしくお願いします。
Nice to meet you too. She was quite the energetic girl. There was a certain something about her appearance that felt out of place at an academy filled with a bunch of snobby rich kids. Oh, aren't you the girl from before?
はい。何度かご挨拶を。
I think you were also doing radio calisthenics.
そうです。毎朝の日課です。
Why is she blushing? This sure took me back. I had similar exchanges with underclassmen at my old school too. Are you the athletic type by chance?
私、陸上部なので、バリバリの体育会系です。
I see. Is that why you're so energetic?
よく言われます。私的にはこれが普通なんですけど。
So, what do you want from me?
ご挨拶です。
Sure.
同じ寮で暮らす先輩にはご挨拶をしないと失礼じゃないですか。
Looks like she had a sporty personality down to her very core. I was raised in a similar environment, so I didn't mind it in the slightest.
ですね。何を話そうか忘れちゃいまして。
Don't tell me, like, is she an airhead too?
それでは自己紹介の続きを。
Sure, you got this. Sure, you got this.
ありがとうございます。頑張ります。
She seemed both easy and difficult to deal with. What a complicated girl.
さっきも少し話しましたけど、私陸上部なんです。短距離 100m の選手をやってます。ちなみに自己ベストは11秒73です。
Wow, that's fast.
先輩、陸上にはお詳しいんですか？
Nope, not especially. I was comparing it to my own time.
なるほど。ありがとうございます。
She was faster than most men I knew. In fact, her time was faster than mine.
でも今はちょっとタイムが落ちちゃってまして、自己ベストの記録も1年前のものなんです。
Over a year ago.
膝の怪我で最近まで起用してました。今はもう良くなりまして、コーチの指示をもらいながら個別練習中です。
Your knee, huh? That must have been rough.
半月板損傷ですね。お医者様と相談しまして、保存療法、というやつで治療をしました。
It doesn't hurt anymore?
はい、痛みはもう大丈夫ですね。今は筋トレと軽いランニング、あとは水泳で体力作りをしてます。
I see. That was a precise treatment regimen, and given this academy's facilities, they probably had the support systems and rehabilitation centers on site. Are the radio calisthenic part of your rehab?
はい、100年近く続いている国民的な健康体操ですから、効果はバッチリです。先輩も一緒にどうですか？気持ちいいですよ。
Haha, I'll let you know. This whole situation was already uncomfortable at best. There was no telling what would happen if I told a group of girls that I wanted to join them in their workout without warning.
いつでもお待ちしてますからね。
She could wait for me all she wanted, but there was no chance in hell I'll show up.
ところでですね。 先輩のことをお聞きしても良いでしょうか？
Just watch, she takes out a piece of paper with a list on it. Why?
それは
My underclassman, Akudi-chan, was at yet another loss for words.
私が先輩に興味あるからです。
Interested in me?
そうです。私、先輩に興味ありまくりです。
This is the first time we met, right?
はい、初めてお会いします。
Do I remind you of someone you knew or something?
いえ、そういったこともありません。
And you're still interested in me?
おかしいでしょうか。
It'll make sense if I were some outrageously hot guy or had an interesting looking face, but for a girl to have such a deep interest in a guy she had only just met, where neither of those were the case, was that even probable? Well, sure, I'll answer if I can.
ありがとうございます。それでは早速、先輩のご趣味は何でしょう？
I can't think of anything specific.
あれ？では、好きな食べ物は何ですか？
I guess I'm the kind of person who will eat anything as long as it tastes good.
では、好きな女性のタイプはどんな方ですか？
I think we're breaking her with just us answering those questions. Pretty girls with long hair and big boobs. pretty girls with long hair and big boobs. No delay, no nothing. Especially black hair.
なるほど。髪と胸に魅力を感じる。
Why are you taking notes?
いけませんでしたか？
I guess it's no big deal, but avoiding careless comments would be in my best interest.
では気を取り直して。他にはありませんか？
I prefer healthier women. I don't want them to be too skinny. Aside from that, someone who isn't too demanding would be great.
なるほど、なるほど。健康的で優しい子ですね。
What was she planning to do with this information? I couldn't tell what went through girls' minds.
他には。あ、そうだ。先輩は部屋で一人の時、何をして過ごしてるんですか？
This question was a little difficult to answer and was a delicate subject for a guy my age. I listen to music and, well, lots of things. There was no need to fully disclose everything I did behind closed doors, so I kept things simple. Although my neighbor had found out I was a mirror the shop fan.
ふむふむ。なるほど。それから。寝るのはいつも何時くらいですか？
Good question. Maybe around midnight.
起きるのは6時くらいですか？
Maybe a little later. I thought about it as I answered. It felt like this girl was. It felt less like this girl was interested in me and more like she was assessing me. I get this. This is reconnaissance. I bet the other boarders told her to look into me. This made sense based on that assumption. An investigation into my hobbies, interests, and the general rhythm of my life. That was what all of her questions seemed to be about. Maybe I could try gently egging her on. Isn't there anything else you want to know?
他に。そうですね。
Like our senpai that we're doing radio catalytics with you. For example, do they want to know anything about
い
me?
え、先輩からは特に。
Look at that face.
違いますよ。これはあくまで私が市松先輩に興味があるから聞いているんです。
She suck at lying and trying to be sneaky. I bet she was put up to this, so I better leave well enough alone. I'm about to eat dinner. Are we done?
はい。それでは最後に。この寮での生活はどうですか？
Hard to say. I'm not sure yet.
ですよね。まだ入ったばっかりですし。
I'm getting used to it a little at a time. I appreciate it if everyone spoke to me as casually as you do, Akita-chan. Just in case I gave her that honest, sincere response. Will you tell everyone else that for me?
はい、わかりました。
Not that I would hold out any hope. They say when you go from living with your parents to living alone, meals are the most eaten in a minute issue. This was a prime example. Our household dinner menu corresponds of whether cheap ingredients my mother could find at the grocery store that night. In that moment, it really made me appreciate what I had. ... Truly, these lackluster meals were wearing on me mentally. I wasn't used to eating alone, but that was just the tip of the iceberg. I could just eat out every meal. Toast, salads, scrambled eggs, and milk. These meals were I could only look forward to nutritiously and calories. The sort they'll give to prisoners were so lackluster. It was a chipping away like crazy at my mental well-being. Maybe this really was the underlying cause for my awful dreams. ... It was past 9 at night. Peek. Didn't spot anyone out in the hallway or foyer. I didn't see Akita-chan, who I'd been talking to earlier, either. She must have gone back to her own room. 10 p.m. was lights out at the storm. It wasn't strictly enforced, but 10 p.m. was the recommended time and everyone stopped hanging out in the common areas around 9 p.m. That was a strict time for girls in their prime who wanted to have fun, but also... ... I wish the shops would also close at 10 instead. Both the convenience store and cafeteria closed before 9 o'clock. I couldn't wiggle together any food. It's great that everything was so orderly around me, and that they were all that the early to bed, early to rise types who get up at 6 a.m. every morning to exercise. This was totally harsh physiology. This time of day at this school, wasn't this a pure negative as far as I was concerned? For me, my golden time lay elsewhere. ... I was starving. Going without lunch was catching up to me now. My burning appetite combined with that lackluster dinner began to run rampant past 9 at night. The convenience store was already closed, but maybe I could try sneaking in and grabbing something. I could even leave the money behind. Nah, I better play it safe. If I get caught, then I wouldn't just be a commoner or a wild animal, but a criminal. No choice but to behave myself. All I could do was to ignore my empty stomach and close my eyes. ... Ignoring my growling stomach, ignoring the growling. It's no use, I'm gonna lose my mind. I opened my eyes. This physiological fatigue might be worse than I thought. What a pain. There was no satisfying my stomach at this point, so I had to find a distraction. I rummaged through the cardboard boxes I haven't yet put away. And this was... man ramen. The manufacturer, Odyssey Company, released this limited edition regular size Buttman ramen about a year ago. I'm glad I bought it, but I was saving it for a special occasion and it ended up getting buried. I didn't remember bringing it with me. The sell-by date was looking a bit dicey, but still... Concepts like expiry dates were meaningless in my current predicament. There were a couple noodles here. What were a couple noodles good for if you didn't eat them then? Even though it was past its sell-by date, which was a waste on its own considering it was a limited time deal, I didn't care. But there was one problem. How do I get hot water? I didn't have any. Burners and cutlery were banned in the dorm rooms. Not only was there no communal kitchen, but there was no electric kettle either. There was no way for me to prepare hot water. ... To hell with it. Better just pour water over it. I'm sure there are those who know this already, but cup noodles are made with water. The only issue was that it would get soggy due to the time it would take to absorb the water, but it wouldn't affect the flavor itself. Given the current state of affairs, shoving noodles into my gullet would at least be some form of guaranteed pleasure. It would take 3 minutes with hot water, so 15 minutes was probably a safe bet. Was it ready yet? I thought I heard a sudden rap on my window. My curtains were still closed due to the radio calisthenic incident, and then I opened them to find...
Moshi.
Who's this child? Huh? A girl came in through my window. Huh? What?
あなたが市松往路でよろしくて?
Yeah.
みすぼらしい男ですわね。こんな男のどこを気に入ったのかしら。
After all that snide comments everyone had been making under their breath today, I actually didn't mind being insulted straight to my face. A foreigner? She was tiny, but maybe related to Sophie.
ちょっとおいでくださいませ。あなたごときには大変恐れ多い方のお誘いですわ。
What's with those eyes? Why are you giving me that look? Whoa, hey. She tugged my hand. I was going to drop the... But man. She kept on tugging, so all I could do was obediently follow her. We avoided the fences and headed towards the hill at the rear of the academy. I could see the lake adjacent to the main school building. It was a field by the shore. ...
どうかされまして?
No. I remember this place. This was where I once played and camped out at before these grounds eventually turned into a school. It was at the edge of the lake, which was so massive that it produced waves and sounded like an ocean. I had been here a long time ago. I visited this place countless times, enough to be sick of it. Even so, I never felt that way. Because she was with me. ...
あら、こっちこっち。
Oh, it was you, Sophie. I figured she was involved and found her waiting on the hillside. Does that mean she's with you then?
ええ、ありがとう、ミナ。オーロを呼んできてくれて。
Mina.
いえ。本当なら私が行くところなんだけど、この服でしょ？お忍びには目立ちすぎちゃうかもって思って。
It's been a while since you gotten all dressed up. That was the same dress she wore when we first met. The sort of outfit Princess wore in folk tales. And damn, did it look good on her.
制服でも良かったのだけど、やっぱり清掃すべきでしょ？お茶会を楽しむなら。
That's adorable. She's got the little cat smile. This is so adorable. Oh, I hadn't noticed, but she had set up a complete tea set by the shore. There were cups made of fine china and a silver table kettle, all polished and shimming to perfection. The table was stripped of a cloth so white it looked radiant in the dark of night, and the sweet aroma from the various desserts had already found its way to me. What's all of this for? I feigned calmness while my stomach went through a bit of intense desire.
お茶会のお誘いよ。オーロ、お昼は来てくれなかったんだもの。
She's so cute. Ah, making up for that, huh?
本当は帰ってすぐにしたかったんだけど、この国の官房長官って人が会いたいって言うから遅くなっちゃったの。エルの目を盗んでくるのは大変だったわ。
You snuck out?
ええ。
She said innocently. I hope she wouldn't get me chased by those black-suited guards again.
みんな夜間の外出なんて許してくれないんだもの。今日はミナが協力してなんとか抜けてこられたわ。ありがとう、ミナ。いえ。エロイナたちが来ないか見張ってますわ。言っておきますけど、30分くらいで切り上げてくださいましね。はーい。
Mina turned around and headed toward the road. She was apparently going to keep an eye out for us.
厳しいの。でも30分いただけたわ。ね、オーラ、お茶にしましょ
Sure. I took my seat at Sylvie's urging. There was no aides around, so Sophie served me tea personally. Nibble. But for me, the pastries took priority over the tea. I shoved troves of cookies, muffins, and the like into my gullet.
う。あらあら。お腹空いていたの？
Hungry for flavor. Sweet. My stomach found the chocolate chips, nuts, and other fats a delight.
よかった。さすがにもう夕ご飯の後だからお菓子はいらないかなって思ったんだけど、一応用意しておいて。
Thank you, Sophie. You're an angel. They're incredible. Thank you, Sophie. As usual, Sophie was grinning from ear to ear and appeared to be in her own little world.
その食欲ならこれも持ってきて正解だったわね。じゃーん、はい、オーラ、約束のメロンパンよ。
It's always the melon bread. Like I said, it's always melon bread. Ah, the melon bread she mentioned yesterday. Given my current excitement, I was genuinely grateful. Let's give it a taste. Munch, munch, munch.
ね、美味しいでしょ、美味しいでしょ。
Dot, dot, dot. It's ordinary.
あら、
It was exceptionally plain, ordinary melon bread. It tastes like it was made out of cookie batter, and was a touch heavier than what the off-the-shelf variety used. It did leave an extraordinary impression with cornets, sugar sprinkled all over it and all but. Loaves like these are fairly common. The premium melon bread fad had mostly passed. This variety wasn't really my cup of tea. Cookie batter was too heavy, not really suited for melon bread, you could say.
さすがは美食大国日本ね。このレベルがありふれてるなんて。
I see. Is melon bread that rare outside of Japan? Melon bread did seem to be a piece of Japanese culture. Sophie mentioned she only just came to Japan in April, so premium melon bread like this might be new to her.
ええ。昔日本に来た時食べたもので一番覚えてるのがこのメロンパンの味なの。10年経ってこんなに進化したんだって感動しちゃったわ。
Sophie, you've been to Japan before.
ええ、行ったじゃない。あの音楽堂とか。
Oh. She wasn't explicit about it, but I guess she had hinted at it off and on since we first met.
ソルティレージと日本はかなり親交が深いのよ。王族なら一度は来ているわ。私は10年前ね、この町に来てた。よくこの湖のそばで遊んでたわ。
As I'm saying from earlier, I bet she is the girl that my main character was good friends with. 100%. His first love, he even said. ...
その時できたお友達と一緒に食べたのがこのメロンパン。100円ですごく大きなのが買えるでしょ。それを分けて食べるの。美味しかったな。
Sophie said in a reminiscent tone, a slightly melodic expression crossed this beautiful princess face, who looked back nostalgic on old times. I wish I could burn this rare sight into my retainers, but... ... Something about what she said bothered me too much to keep focus. 10 years ago.
実は進学先をノーブル学園に決めたの、学園がどうのじゃないの。この湖の近くっていうのが気に入っただけなのよ。
Princess sure do leave exhilarating lifestyles.
すごく偏差値の高い学校だと聞いて慌てて必死に勉強したわ。
Though she would need a certain degree of intelligence as a member of royalty, I did think it would take intense studying for a school of noble academy's caliber. But I see. Sophie came to this city a decade ago. She played by this lake, just like I had. But nah, it would be too hasty to assume we met somewhere just for that reason. This lake was crazy huge, so there was no telling where on the shore she may have played.
ねえほら、ノーブル学園はどう？
Munch.
答えるのはそのリスさんみたいにパンパンな口の中をどうにかしてからでいいわ。
She took the topic in another direction before hearing the answer to what had intrigued her.
私のわがままで生活を急に変えちゃったでしょ。改めて考えてみると どうだったのかなって。特にノーブル学園は勉強が大変だそうだから。
I washed my food down with tea. Well, I guess the schoolwork is a little intense. After 2 days of classes, I realized that I didn't know much of anything. Not to worry though, I won't be held back, mostly due to all the tests being multiple choice. It wouldn't happen as long as I use my intuit to make decent choices anyway.
それは勉強もした方がいいと思うけど。でもじゃあ学園でのことは特に問題なし？
My character can't tell her. He can't, I bet. Yeah. It appeared that Sophie was unaware of my social status in the class or the less than stellar atmosphere at the dorm. ... In which case, that's right. Better stop complaining, it would only make her worry. I did plenty of research, and graduating from Noble Academy is apparently to find some ridiculous lucrative employment in the future. So I'm grateful to you, Sophie. If I work my hardest and avoid being held back, I could become a steady civil servant down the line.
さあ。
Not that I particularly wanted to be a civil servant. Still, it was true. I was now blessed with better than an idle lifestyle. ... Yes. I wasn't fading into the twilight, but shining brightly on my own. This was supposed to be a wonderful time, which benefited my future, a fortunate environment, if you will. It was my golden time. That's why I'm grateful to you, Sophie. Being thanked directly must have made her shy, as an uneasy looking grin appeared on her face. I'd never seen this face before. How cute. ... Oh right, there was something I wanted to ask you too. Why did you invite me to this school?
それは。
I know it was because I was in trouble, but having me transfer here out of nowhere was a little unreasonable. I assumed it was the sort of idea a princess, one detached from the world, might come up with, but our recent interactions over the last couple of days would suggest that she wasn't without common sense. Even in that situation, she could have hypothetically used security footage in town to prove my innocence, or a number of other methods. And most notably, you also seem to be aware that it was on your own whim, too. I got it. I called her out. She had made it perfectly clear earlier. This transfer wasn't a 100% benefit for myself, for my benefit. It was partly of her own volition. And if that were the case, I wanted to know why.
ね。
Sophie gave me a strained, embarrassed smile.
ゴールデンタイムかな。
Huh? That was an unexpected answer. Not only had I not expected that sort of reply, I definitely hadn't expected her to use that phrase I had just heard earlier today.
私にとってはね、日本はこの街はゴールデンタイムなの。小さい頃本当に楽しかったわ。当時は国がゴタゴタしていて、日本へ来たのはバカンスのようなものだったのだけれど、そこで出会ったお友達との時間、あのゴールデンタイムは一生忘れられない。でもね、またそうなると思ってノーブル学園に入ったのに、全然退屈なの。
She puffed her cheeks up sourly.
勉強で遊ぶ時間はないし、外出もろくにできないし、何より学校の子たちみんなよそよそしいの。友達になってくれるのなんてレイナとあと数人くらい。
Yeah, everyone being super courteous of you. They were all high-class men and women, so it made sense why they would be reserved around someone of a higher status than themselves. Kamakuchi felt out of place in class for that exact reason, as their oddly attractive behavior was due to his family's higher ranking status at the academy. A commoner like myself didn't really care about status or rank since I was in a league of my own.
昔はそんなことなかったわ。 私のこと金髪なのがちょっと目立ってはいたけど、日本の子たちは一緒になって遊んでくれたわ。
Children didn't seem to be sensitive to such matters.
懐かしいな。あの子たち今はどうしてるのかしら。まどかくん、よしみちゃん、名前まで覚えてる子はもうあまりいないけど、会いたいな、イチにも。
That pretty much confirms it. Come on, she is 100% the girl that my character played with when we were young. Ichi.
特に仲の良かったお友達よ。すごく面倒見が良くて、当時まだ日本語がいまいちだった私のことすごく気にかけてくれた。メロンパンも彼に勧められたわ。うまく喋れないのは腹に力が入ってないからだ、食えって。お腹いっぱいになってもうまく喋れないのを不思議がってたっけ。
Not the brightest kid, huh? ... So about that, Ichi. I knew someone with that nickname. Or maybe I should say...
だからずっとモヤモヤしてて、せめて思い出にあるメロンパンを食べれば何か昔みたいなことが起こるかもって思ったの。それでまさにオールを見つけたわ。楽しかった。メロンパンより何十倍も素敵だった。
No wonder why she seemed like she was having so much fun.
また昔に戻ったみたいだった。だからオールに近くにいてほしかったの。オールは私にとって2度目のゴールデンタイムなのよ。
I see. It did sound like she had generally high hopes for me, if nothing else. Even if it amounted to nothing more than a princess killing time, it was more than enough to know that I was needed. Golden time, meaning an opportune moment.
最高の時間という意味よ。最適な時間はいつでも最高の時間でしょ。
For sure. I had thought the same earlier.
それにね、あれは本当にゴールデンタイムだったの。見て、オーラ。
Huh? She showed me her hand. I hadn't noticed it before because she ordinarily didn't wear the full getup, but there was a ring on her left finger. A golden ring. ... Did you get married?
まさか婚約指輪じゃないわよ。
That was a small relief.
エルやみんなには言わないでね。薬指にしてることが知れるとものすごく怒られるの。
I bet they would. It was entirely likely it would cause engagement rumors to spread about a princess.
だからここにできるのは今みたいな他に気の許せる子しかいない時間だけ。それに私の気持ちでは婚約指輪でもいいわ。初恋の人とやり取りした指輪なんだもの。
Huh?
昔この街で交換したの。私の大切な初恋の人と。
Her first love in this city.
オーラ、オローラって知ってる？
Huh? What's that?
指輪の名前、オローラというの。持つ者に素敵な時間を与えるという不思議な言い伝えのある言葉なのよ。
Aura? I feel like I heard a similar name somewhere before.
もうこらオーラ、何言わせるのよ、恥ずかしい。オーラって変に空気が軽いから初恋のお話なんてしちゃった。恥ずかしい。ほら、それより食べましょう。30分しかないお茶会なんだから。
Sure.
ねえ、ところでさっきから気になってたんだけど、それ カップラーメンというやつよね。
Oh, yeah.
いただきまーす。
Look at that face. Don't grab. I guess that's okay.
おいしい。
A princess was happily slurping on soft, soggy instant noodles in her seat at her impromptu tea party. She really was a bizarre princess. ... Something told me I met a girl just as odd as she was a long time ago. If I remember correctly, her Japanese wasn't sated. She had golden hair and she called herself a princess or something. ... That's a cute face though. ... Ah, you're eating it all. Hold on a second, Sophie. That Button ramen was from a special limited time promotion and I can't get it anymore. Save me at least a bite.
もう遅いでほーい。
Ah, this princess, she can chomp down. What the heck's with her? Come on, give it back. It's mine.
あった。
Whoosh. I reached out, but she quickly evaded my grasp. Ah,
ちょいっとな。
where did these cat-like reflexes come from?
私、護身術兼日本文化研究のために柔道を習ってたこともあるの。
Damn it. This girl's brainier and brawner than she looks.
なんといっても逃げるという行為において私は日々鍛えられているのよ。毎日 L を出し抜いて遊ぶことばかり考えているのだもの。姫様。
Uh-oh.
やけに早くベッドに入ったと思ったので調べたら、案の定布団の中身がいつものマネキンに変わっていました。
Mannequin?
何をしているのです、こんな夜遅くに。夜遅くに出歩かない、夜遅くに間食をしない、私の許可なく特定の殿方には会いに行かない。この一瞬でどれだけ私との約束を破ったかお分かりですか？それはカップラーメンですか？
違うの、これはそのオーロがどうしても私に食べてほしいって。
No. She stole it like a cat. What? That's underhanded.
市松殿。
It wasn't me. You got the wrong idea. She asked me to come here.
分かっております。貴公のこれまでを見れば、こんなことをしでかすのはシルビー様だと。
Thank you. Phew.
しかし、シルビー様が無茶なことを言ったら止めていただかなくては困ります。腕を取りますよ。
She's not serious about the arm. Look at that face. So mind telling me how severe my punishment is going to be?
ミナはどうしたのかしら。見張りを任せたのに。
She's gone. She's out of here.
スマホゲーに課金しててエロいなを見落としましたわ。
Purple eyes. Too busy buying stuff in a mobile game. Russell.
シルビー姉様、ようやく見つけましたわ。ダメじゃありませんの、勝手に部屋を抜け出して。
Oh, she's trying to blame us.
あら、エロいな。あなたも来たの？私もお姉様がまた抜け出してると気づいて今追ってきたところよ。
Nissan? Is she your little sister or something? Great personality on that one.
昔からああなのよ。
Wait, Nissan?
あら、言ってなかったかしら。ミナは私の妹、ソルティレージュの第10王女よ。
The 10th princess?
ファミナルル・プレティア・ソルティレージュ・シスア。お姉様がシルビーと呼ばせるなら私もミナで結構ですわ。
Look at that cat. Look at that cat smile. Nice to meet you. She was royalty? They were both foreigners, but I didn't realize she was her sister. They didn't look too similar if you ask me. Her hairstyle was silver too.
にしてもお姉様は毎度ゲロをばかり気に入りますわね。あ のレーナとかいう女も下品ですし。ミーナ、私の大事なお友達よ。なんだ。
Puffy face. They seem like close sisters. Alright, this seems like the perfect place to end it. I didn't want to end it during the tea party, so this part is going to be a little bit longer. This has been Visual Novel Gamer. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me how you like the game so far. Alright, have a great day everyone, and see you next time. Peace.